I feel like realized that it started having a negative impact on me when I realized how often I was doing it and how much I was hiding. I would isolate myself in the office in my house and close the door, and I'd be all to myself, and I'd always be looking out, and I realized that my heart was beating fast, and I was really paranoid, always making sure that nobody was coming around the corner, and I was in there just doing my own thing, looking at porn and really enjoying it, but there was always the regret of doing it in the back of my mind.
I felt really bad on the inside because I just knew that's not how girls should be treated or looked at. It got to the point where I'd look at any girl as just another picture or another image or another video, because that's just how I viewed most of the girls. When I look at a certain girl or just any girl in general, if they were attractive, I'll say, well, man, what if I saw her like this? And it just really degraded my appreciation for girls, which God made it so that we were supposed to be partners.
And I would say that all throughout middle school and high school, the hours that I looked at pornography really changed the way I treated other women. I remember having 3 really good friends in church during middle school and high school who I pretty much pushed away from me. I mean, in very mean ways, because I didn't have any respect for them anymore, because I would go home and look at pictures of naked women on the internet, and then once I saw them face to face, why should I respect them? Mm-hmm. And I remember not having any respect for my mom or my sister and treating them in foul ways because of that.
Porn really numbed me. To this day, I still have trouble looking at women as objects. As objects, God created a woman to be a man's companion. He did not create them to be an object of my lust and an object of my pleasure. But even to this day, I still have trouble looking at women, and I have trouble trusting myself.
I have images come up in my mind regularly of things that I would look at on the internet over a year and a half ago. And that should not happen, and yet it does, because I think the evil nature that's there and just the corruption that it brings is so powerful that it sticks with you for a long time. And right now I'm really having to pray and do some research and reading scripture about how to treat women properly. I mean, I don't have a respect for women that, say, someone who probably had not looked at pornography would. And it's very difficult to restore that once you've lost it.
I still have, images pop up in my head, thoughts, and they're really aggravating because you don't want to think about that stuff, but your mind is just kind of like a filing cabinet, and it just pops them up just at certain times. It's really a struggle. It's a fight that I'm trying to win each day.
I still have a lot of pornography running in my mind. I see pictures, I can hear the noises from the pornography just in my head. They're pictures that have been ingrained in my memory, and I'll never forget them. And I wish I could, but there's no way I can because of how insane that stuff is.
I think that it would make it difficult for someone to have a good relationship, because I think a lot of the things that they think about is just, well, what can I do with her? Can I get in bed with her and things like that? And because they just look at her as another pornographic image. They don't look at her as God's creation, a woman who should be respected and treated right. And I think that ruins a lot of the actual relationship, because they just will say anything just to get in bed with a girl or things like that. And it's become a fad to just hook up with girls. It's pretty ridiculous. It's gotten way over the top.